Leafs and the Boston Bruins colliding at Scotiabank Arena. The start of a two-game back-to-back home series for the Maple Leafs, who will face off against the Philadelphia Flyers here tomorrow night. And the heroes of the Hemp Hut are brought to you tonight by the good folks at Molson's. And brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. Joseph Woll is 12-6-0 with a 2.39 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. He's never beaten the Bruins in regular season play. 0-2-1. Jeremy Swayman is 13-12-3. 2.87. 893 save percentage. He's down to our left as we're underway, and the Bruins bring it in over the line. Lindholm to the Viking side, and Matthews got back there to take it and get it in along the boards. And yes, we're talking about Austin Matthews, who is back into the lineup here for the Maple Leafs tonight. Nyes trying to get in over the line to Marner, drops it off for Matthews. He'll roll it towards the net, and Swayman will tip it off on the far side for Zadorov, who gets it out into neutral ice, and Pasternak works in over the line with a long shot, rang off the goalpost. Oh, and it went back off of Woll. It was rolling ever so slowly towards the goal line. He knocked it off the line. Pass in front of the net now, and unable to get to it was Pacioretty down at the other end. Tavares swings it through the crease area, no one home. Back to the point, long shot by Myers is steered aside by Swayman. That rang off the goalpost, off the back of Woll, and was just ever so close to that goal line before he got to it.
He swept it off with the paddle of his stick.
Long shoot-in is caught by Swayman.
Boy, and it looked like a bad goal twice, didn't it?
Oh, it did.
That was from long range.
Oh.
A wrist shot, but David Pasternak obviously is somebody that can snipe, even though his numbers are down this year, despite the fact he leads the NHL in shots on goal. Just 13 goals on the season.
Woll needed all of his 6'4" frame and a long paddle on that goal stick.
I'm not sure if it glanced off maybe Morgan Riley or one of the defensemen
on the way in.
Yeah,
it very well might have. Leafs with a centering pass. Oh, and a great save made by Swayman at the other end off Robertson. Domi back of the net trying to center. He does it. Comes into the slot. Robertson front hand on it. Gets to the wing on the far side, and the shot went wide of the net. As unable to get it on goal was Bobby McMahon. Bruins back the other way. Brazo sending it around back of the net. And the Leafs have it up on the wing for Domi. Domi has it taken away. Bruins in the slot with a shot. Blocker save made by Woll. And the rebound goes around back of the net. Quick start here for both teams. 4 shots for the Leafs already. 2 shots now for the Bruins as Woll makes the save off the angle on the far side. McAvoy pinches to get it back to the blue line. Wrong shot off the mark wide, goes into the corner. Wallstrom couldn't come up with it. Bruins keep it in though. A pass in front of the net, knocked away there in front by Ekman-Larsson. Now another shot is blocked by Ekman-Larsson, and the Leafs will gain possession on the left wing, and McMahon gets to the red line and buys his team an opportunity to make a change. A little bit of everything to start here tonight, isn't it?
Everything except 2 or 3 goals.
No. Bruins through center ice, and it is Pasternak in on the right wing. Marchand tries to free it up for him, had it taken away. Pushed to the line, but not out. Long shot into the glove of Woll, who looks a lot more confident now than he did on the very first shot of the game.
Now, like I said, I think, Pasternak is shooting at 2 Leaf defensemen that are backing up. And it may have changed directions just enough to handcuff Woll. And, some people don't understand, even though it's from a long ways out. I mean, your initial reaction is to where you see it come off the stick.
Yep.
And then if a foot later it changes directions.
Pretty tough to readjust, isn't it?
Good luck. Good luck correcting your path.
Puck back to the Toronto goal. McCabe ran into traffic. The Leafs get it free to Nyes. Nyes gets it out to Marner. Marner to the red line. In on the right side for Nyes. Carries in along the boards. Ran into a traffic jam. Matthews comes out of the scrum with it, though. Austin Matthews on the far half boards, makes a nifty move there. Works around back of the net, centering pass. Marner trying to find Nyes and went astray. Then Marner lets a shot go, and a whistled wide of the net on the far side. Marner's got it again. Works in front of the net now, and a shot off the goal post. No, they score! Jake McCabe coming in off the left wing. That went in and out in a big-time hurry, but the Leafs have opened the scoring.
And now we've had a little bit of everything, which includes the Leafs defenseman finding the back of the net for the first time since November 30th in Tampa. Jake McCabe jumps down from the left point. Perfect delay by Mitch Marner. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to shoot? Wait. And then at the last minute, throw it from the right wing circle to Jake McCabe, jumping in ahead of David Pastrnak from the point to give them the lead.
His first of the season. Never mind the first defenseman in a while.
Well, Morgan Rielly's last goal was a power play goal that opened the scoring against the Bruins here a couple months ago.
Out at center ice, Zacha had it knocked down. Tavares in on the right side. Nylander closes. Centering pass! Oh, another shot. The goal light goes on. The horn. No, it's waved off this time. Okay, I was right the second time, I think. Crowd is buzzing. They thought it was in. The goal judge up here.
I mean, if it hit right up under the crossbar.
So we're going to get a look at it.
Usually you would hear the horn by now, would you not, if somebody caught it?
It did go off. The horn went off.
No, but the one from the penalty
that horn.
timekeepers.
Yes, that horn. All right.
We're still waiting to see. I'm not sure why we haven't seen a replay yet. Here it comes.
Nope, off the post.
Right where the post and crossbar meet, right?
Marner and Tanev draw the assists on the McCabe goal. Bruins in the attack with McAvoy around back of the goal. Gets it into the slot. A shot. Good pad save made by Wall. Leafs will get to it on the left wing and get it out at center. 2-on-1 developing with Tavares across the line. But the back checking there by Brazo took it away from him. Bruins back at center. Frederick in on the left wing. Wallstrom works into the slot. Now got a shot away at Wall. Boy, he had to push twice. Once to get across, and then Wallstrom made another move, and Wall pushed again and got in front of it.
Well, what happened was Nylander lifted Wallstrom's stick. So Wallstrom went to shoot. Wall came out and challenged and butterfly. Nylander lifts his stick, and the puck changed directions another 4 feet. So you're right, he went down once, and then as the puck squirted to the right and Wallstrom caught up to that, Wall had to push over and get there a second time.
My son Liam had his house league team down today, and when I got here, had a nice chat with Joseph Wall before going on the ice and getting ready for this game, and told him how much of a fan you and I are of his work. And he has played very well.
Hope he said the same thing back.
I don't think he knows who we are.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
Here's Nyes. Wrist shot steered wide up into the screen. No, he knew who we were. Shit.
Did he
He's
ask?
a particularly big fan of yours. He thinks that you must have been a really, really good goalie.
What, because he's researched your career?
Yes.
By comparison,
However, I did tell him I was still playing. So he said, do you butterfly? I said, not intentionally.
Yeah. I said I didn't enjoy it that much when I got paid for it. So
McAvoy around back of the goal, plays it up on the wing. The Bruins get it out and pushed in on the left wing. Kostelic now trying to get a shot away. That went off a leg and went wide. It has been an up-tempo first period, and we're 5 minutes in. Domi starts out of his own zone. Pushed it out into neutral ice, but it rolled off his stick, and McAvoy couldn't get to it. Now a pass ahead for Domi. Left wing side, trying to find his man Robertson, heading to the front of the net, but it was intercepted and played back at center. Robertson on the right wing this time. Banks it around. Well, he tried to bank it around. It comes around to the near side. And the Bruins will get it out into the center ice zone, and the Leafs have it again, and both teams are changing. 1-0 Toronto. Now in over the line for Lorenz. Lorenz into the corner with a good hit on Mason Lohrei, and the puck comes out at center ice and now off a stick down into Toronto territory. And Myers is back there, freshly with a brand new contract. And an errant pass now by the Leafs, but getting down there is Dewar to deny icing. Lorenz goes in to help out. Back of the net for David Camp. He had it knocked away. And the Bruins start back out at center ice with Coyle getting to the red line, trying to punch it in over the line, but there are a lot of Leafs in that vicinity. And now played around back of the net for David Camp, who has skating room, and he'll punch it out at center ice for Connor Dewar, who backhands down into Boston territory to get a change going. 13:23 to go first period. And the goal is from Jake McCabe. The Leafs lead 1-0, but the Bruins in on the left wing. Good poke check there by Benoit. Leafs break it out now with Ekman Larsson. Over on the right wing side, Tavares will get a backhand to play down into Boston territory. Bruins having difficulties there, but now punch it up on the left wing. Then Nylander comes back in the back check to steal it back. Back for Tavares. Tavares to Benoit. Leafs are changing again as it comes ahead on the far side, and Pacioretty deflects it down into Boston territory. Bruins will play it out into neutral ice. Broken up at the Toronto blue line. Shots are 6-5 in favor of Toronto. Wall has made a couple of good saves and been very, very fortunate on a goal post and a ricochet off his pad that he was able to scoop off the goal line on the first shot of the game. Bruins back in their own zone. Play to the line, but not out. Tanev keeping it alive. Matthews on the far boards. Tried to center. It was picked off. Then Matthews pokes it back into the corner again. Zadorov will send it around on the boards. And it's out into neutral ice, and the Bruins will shoot it into the Leaf end. Wall giving it back to Morgan Rielly. Rielly gets it up on the right wing for Marner. Marner returns the favor. Here is Rielly in on the left wing. A bank off the end boards, looking for Domi, who's off the bench. Trying to get it back to the blue line. Just kept in there by Robertson. But no one on the near boards can help him out. The Bruins get it out at center and now down into the Leaf end. Puck on the near boards and brought out by Nick Robertson. Pushed ahead for Rielly on the right wing. Rielly with a backhand pass in front that was blocked. Bruins get it up on the wing, and Rielly's got a ways to go to get back into the defensive posture, but the Bruins just send it in, trying to get a change of players going, and now Rielly has it on the near boards. Up ahead for Dewar. Tipped in for David Camp. Camp misses his man with a hit. Dewar doesn't miss his, but the Bruins have it out at center ice. Right wing side for Coyle. Into the slot. Knocked away there by Ekman Larsson. Poked up on the boards and out at center ice. Dewar trying to protect it. Has it up against the boards. Double teamed over there. Bruins will get it freed up. And it'll be punched by Zacha back into Toronto territory. Coyle on the far boards. Bruins trying to cycle the puck down into the corner. Camp broke that up, and a sharp angle shot is handled by Wall. And a pretty intense and active first 9 minutes and 16 seconds.
You know what this reminds me of?
No.
It's back in the 70s and 80s, a Saturday night game on Hockey Night in Canada. There seemed to be a little extra electricity, buzz, pace.
Little jump in the pace.
A little jump, yeah.
All right, well, we'll go with that. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Mitch Marner gets his 27th primary assist this season. And for Marner, that's 27 of the 39 that he has.
Yeah, and saw a 9-game point streak snapped on Long Island. And 3 goals, 13 points, all 3 of those goals in 1 game in Detroit.
Off the face-off, a wrist shot goes wide of the Leaf goal. McAvoy pinches in on the right side, tries to center, but it goes all the way back down into Boston territory. Zadorov on his horse to get back there to recover it. Got it into the near corner, then it's played back for Zadorov in the far boards. In after it is Pacioretty. He couldn't come up with it. And the Bruins' Coyle starts out on the right wing. He'll ring it around the boards to the far side. Down there is Zacha. He loses it. Tavares starting back at center. Launches it high into the right wing corner. Goes in there against McAvoy. Then Nylander trying to come out with it, but the Bruins pass it around him. And they'll get it out on the right wing now for Morgan Geekie. He gets knocked down, but plays it to the Leaf blue line. Tanev ahead for McCabe, back for Tanev. He's trying to stretch things out with a pass up on the wing for Nyes. Matthews and Marner are with him. Pass for Matthews just failed to connect, but it was from the wrong side of center. And turns into an icing call with 9:46 to play here in period number 1. The Leafs leading 1-0.
I don't know, and forgive me if it's wishful thinking as much as anything. You don't think Austin Matthews looks like the Austin Matthews of old, even though it's a small sample size here in the first period?
Yes.
Yeah. Little extra jump.
On the puck.
Yep.
Yep. Face off in the circle to the left in the Toronto zone, and Matthews wins the draw. Tanev getting it around back of the net, sends it up the middle for Nyes. Nyes to Matthews on left wing, and now he'll shoot it in. Swayman out of the goal to play it back into the corner. Round back of the net, fed up on the left wing. And there's Marchand coming to center. A smattering of boos as he touches the puck. Big hit there. Centering pass in on goal. Knocked away. Wall is down. But the puck is taken to safety by Marner. He carries it out at center. Plays it in on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes trying to get free of it. Got it back for Marner. Marner trying to center it in front. Oh, and he shot it between his legs. And a good glove save made by Swayman. Oh, what a play that was.
Swayman saying, look, I was here for the All-Star game last year in the skills competition.
Yes. Shot in over the line for Domi. Domi tries to center. That was blocked off the skate of Lori and around the boards. Riley kept it in momentarily, but the Bruins get it out and now bring it to the line and in on the left wing. Standing him up there was Myers. Riley along the boards back of the net. Pokes it into the corner for Myers. Myers will get it ahead, and it's deflected high. Where's it gone? I think it's gone into the crowd. Now we've got
Domi and
Frederick tangled up a little bit.
Got to be careful with Frederick. He's a guy that's no stranger to dropping the gloves and throwing them.
Well, breaking the action. Leafs have a 1-0 lead over the Bruins. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Joe Bowen along with Jim Ralph. And Ben Douglas is here sitting in. He's actually, Neil Lumsden, his uncle, great uncle. And he was inducted into the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame, part of that committee and everything. And so he ended up bidding and getting the opportunity to sit with us. Can you imagine what second prize might have been?
2 games with us.
Leafs break it out at center, and Nyes in on the left wing. A little toe drag move that didn't work. Bruins send it around the boards. The Leafs defensive Tanev was able to keep it in. Nyes coming off, and then Matthews couldn't come up with a loose puck for him. He does now in the corner. Back to the point to Tanev, D to D to McCabe. McCabe to Marner. Back in around back of the net it goes. Matthews comes out of the scrum with it again. Matthews back to the point. Tanev comes to D again. McCabe shooting, and that was deflected just wide. Tanev sends it to the goal crease area, and McAvoy trying to get away from Nyes, and Nyes is going to get a penalty for reaching around him. I believe it's going to be called a holding call.
And it was not, I mean, you like the thought process, but as soon as the hand comes off the stick, and it was Zadorov that Nyes was battling with. And what you don't like about it, and we saw this in the game against the Islanders a couple of nights ago, taking those penalties a long ways from your own net.
Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Home ice advantage in every drive with the new Civic Hybrid. Proudly made in Ontario. Available now at your Ontario Honda dealer.
And this is one of the most surprising stats in the NHL. We saw the Islanders were last in the power play this year.
Who is second last, Mr. Ralph?
Surprisingly, the Boston Bruins, 31st.
I would say shockingly.
17 power play goals and 132 opportunities. They've only had 2 power play goals in a game once this season.
Bruins send it down into the Leaf zone, around back of the net, kick free. Marner gets a hold of it, and is able to get it off a stick and out into Boston territory. "18 times more than the Leafs have been on the power play. Now Wall battles, makes a good play to get it freed up, and it is rifled out and down the ice by Myers.
Surprise too is David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand, only 6 power play goals between them.
Drop pass. Here's Pastrnak bringing it to the line. Got around one man but couldn't get around a second. Puck goes around back of the net. Marner has an opportunity to airmail it.
Whoa.
High stick making contact, and that will stop play and bring it all the way back. What were you awing about?
Well, no, I'm awing that it was a great break for the Leafs. I'm not sure why Marchand is going to knock that down with a high stick.
Oh.
Well, my grandfather used to say "Holy Mac" and "Aw."
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that just stuck.
I got it somewhere.
That stuck with our family. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Does he know I have a copy written and he'll owe me money?
Oh yeah, he send you money every week.
Oh, great. All right. I'll send the receipt.
Oh, that's his copyright. I'll send a receipt. So let's call it even.
Oh, well, we're even then. All right. Played down into the Toronto zone, poked along the boards by McCabe. It comes free. Leafs breaking out with it now. And Connor Dewar's going to skate it to the red line and then throw it deep into Boston territory with a half minute to go in the power play. Wholesale changes for the Maple Leafs. Bruins start out with it on the right side. Pastrnak, rink-wide feed. That was blocked. Puck is still in the zone, but it is pushed by the Bruins themselves out into neutral ice. Now 10 seconds left in the penalty. Marchand turning in his own zone. Oh, people are starting to remember again. And over the line is played around back of the net as the penalty expires. Nyes back into the fray. Back to the net for the Leafs and punched around the boards for Nyes. Nyes has it on the wing, gives it back to Myers. Myers to Benoit, and he'll flip it ahead. Nyes sends it into the offensive zone, and Tavares steals it. Tavares back to the point to Morgan Rielly, closing, and he shot it wide on the short side. Kept in by Pacioretty. Doesn't reach Nylander, who was back of the goal, but now an errant pass is stolen by the Leafs in front of the goal. Nylander can't get a stick on it. Pacioretty does. Sends it back for Willie. Nylander along the boards, lost it again. And it's grabbed off by Zadorov, who will get it to the line, but the Leafs keep it in. To Nylander on the near side, shooting. Blocker save made by Swayman. Bruins play it off the boards, and it'll get to center ice finally. And Kostelic sends it down into the Toronto end. 4:50 to play in the first. A goal by Jake McCabe is all that's on the board at this point. Bruins down in the attack. Brazo comes out of the corner with it. Brazo working in front with a shot. Stopped by Wall. He's going to scoop it back into him and cover up on it with 4:34 to play here in the period. The Bruins trail the Maple Leafs 1-0 on a goal by Jake McCabe from Marner and Tanev at 3:29. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Big day on Monday. My little princess, my granddaughter Brooklyn, is turning 7 years old on Monday. What do you think of that, eh? Little princess that she is.
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. She's broken up all of the boys that we have in the family. Puck down in the Toronto zone, back of the net. Coyle trying to muscle it out in front, tied up nicely there by Ekman Larsson, and Domi is able to push it out on the right wing. He'll play it off the boards and get it in deep into Boston territory. Puck along the boards there, gobbled up by Lori, and he'll get it up on the wing. Domi couldn't keep it in, neither could Robertson, and it's organized back at the blue line now for Peak, and Andrew Peak sends it down into Toronto territory. Chris Tanev sends it right back out. This bounces down into Boston territory. Tanev's got good draw weight, though. He didn't ice it. The Bruins have to go back and now play it down into the Toronto end. Out of the goal is Wall, but the puck didn't get to him in time, and that almost was a dangerous turnover. McCabe got it up on the wing. Nyes trying to get it free, and out comes Tavares with a pass too far for Nylander. It was off his stick. Swayman has to play it, and it'll come around to the right wing side. Brought out at center ice by Carlo and sent down into the Toronto end. Wall will tuck it into the corner. A quick pass to get it to the line, but out at center as Riley just did get it over the blue line. Zadorov plays back in on the left wing, and it's going to be whistled down, and that's offside. We get Myers and Zadorov eyeing one another rather menacingly. But the first period is brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit ConnexOntario.ca.
Would this be the closest to full complement of forwards the Leafs have had this year, considering Connor Dewar missed at the start? And this is with all due respect to Kelly Yarncroft.
No. And as well as their defense is about as healthy as it's been, too.
Okay, yeah, we better shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Played down into the Boston zone. Leafs able to turn it over at their own blue line. And McCabe launches it deep into Boston territory with 2:36 to play in the period. Toronto up 1-0. Nyes drops for Marner. Back in front of the net. Benoit centers! Oh, Tavares just failed to redirect it there. Tavares with it again along the boards. Comes back for Marner to Nyes on the left wing side. Benoit drive blocked away nicely by the arm of Swayman.
Tavares was in the exact same spot the second time Benoit threw, but it was as if Benoit said, look, you missed the first one. I'm not giving you another chance.
Not giving you another chance. No. Besides, our defense is really hot at scoring.
Well, you remember the goal that was it here against the Islanders? Benoit shot and it went off John Tavares.
Yep.
So maybe Benoit saying that's my turn.
Bruins win the face-off. McAvoy playing it around the boards to the line, but not out. Long shot that Swayman had to block. Leafs come out of the near boards with it. Nylander getting it back to the point to Riley. He'll go D to D to the far side. Myers in along the far half wall. Down low, centering pass. Chopped at by Pacioretty, but Swayman gets a glove on top of it to stop play and bring a face-off in the Boston zone to his left. Leafs with 12 shots on goal now, 8 for the Boston Bruins.
Looked like there was a bit of a giggle between Jeremy Swayman and Max Pacioretty. I think Pacioretty wanted to corral the pass. He had his back to Swayman and missed it and almost tipped it through the Boston goaltender.
Face-off won by Boston. Played up on the wing, a little bit too far for Kostelic. Shot right back in again. Oh, Myers had his shot blocked because his stick was broken. Leafs get it back down into the corner. Tavares into the boards area. Can't come away with it. Morgan Riley frees it up for Nylander, and now Riley gets a nice little pass ahead, and Pacioretty will send it into Boston territory. Bruins on the far side. Osterley gets it out. Leafs back there to recover the puck, but then give it away. Ekman-Larsson lost it, and it's shot in by Boston, but the carom comes all the way back out at center ice, and now David Camp has difficulties and loses it to Coyle. Charlie Coyle in on the right side. Benoit stopped him in his tracks. Puck is in around back of the Toronto goal. Chipped into the near corner with less than a minute to go in the period. Bruins trying to come away with it. Poked up along the boards. Dewar couldn't get to it. It comes back to the point. Peak over on the left wing side. Gets it returned. Andrew Peak with a shot in traffic. There was a puck laying in the goal crease area, and Lorenz got there in time to play it out at center ice. Mason Lohrei back in his own zone. 33 seconds in the period left. Gets to the Leaf blue line. In on the right side. Pasternak gets it back to the point. Fed over on the far point. Then rung around the boards back to the net. Geekie couldn't come up with it. Leafs would like to just get it out, and they do. And Robertson's racing away on the left wing. Trying to get in to the net area, but it was knocked off his stick. Puck in the Boston zone, though. And the final seconds are ticking down in the period. Whoa! A pass there by the Bruins, and the stick of McMahon just got enough of it. That looked like it might be headed to the net.
It was a rocket, too.
Was it ever? But the horn goes to end the period with just one goal. Jake McCabe gets off the schneid. He has his first of the season, and as you mentioned, the defense is now red hot.
Yeah, first goal since Chris Tanev in Tampa. Morgan Riley's last goal was early November here against the Boston Bruins. It was a power play goal. Turned out to be the game winner. Scored in the first period. And from a Leaf standpoint, it's great to get the blue line involved. It's great to have Austin Matthews back, but boy, you get that secondary scoring, and it's absolutely huge. By the way, that win the last game here snapped a 9-game winning streak that the Bruins had in the regular season over the Leafs.
Marner and Tanev drew the assists on the McCabe goal. 1-0 as we step aside. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert coming your way. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Jake McCabe gets his first goal of the season from Marner and Tanev at 3:29. Shots on goal, 11-9 in favor of the Maple Leafs over the first period. And we have to go back to the very first shot attempt, really, that struck what looked like it deflected off of Morgan Riley, fooled Joseph Woll, hit the goalpost, then hit the back of his pad, and was trickling ever so slowly to the goal line when that 6'4" frame scooped it away.
And it almost looked like he was going to knock it in as he was reaching back for it. Now, to even things out, hopefully in the eyes of the hockey gods, Leafs hit a goalpost later on in the period as well. So, say we're even there, and Jake McCabe's shot is the difference.
Leafs to the left and the Bruins to the right. As puck is dropped, we're underway with the second period. Marner in across the line. Nyes heads for the front of the net as it's rung around the boards. McCabe punches it back behind the net. Cut off there by the Bruins. Fed ahead for Marchand, and he gets it out at center. McAvoy into the rush with Pasternak, and it's offside.
Well,
and then
delayed.
Pasternak gets a bit of a shove, but not the most intense thing we've seen. Zadorov is over trying to pretend that he's tough and have a word with McCabe, but nothing more is going to do.
And you know what?
Come from that.
Behind the play, Brad Marchand a little spear to the midsection on Austin Matthews right after the whistle. Surprised?
Probably the first time he's ever done that. Not like that, you know that.
He's taken a few as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. We get another whistle here on an icing. That's going to come back into the Toronto zone. Well, the period's starting at a bit of a snail's pace. Pontus Holmberg, Connor Timmins, and Ryan Reeves, the scratches for the Maple Leafs on this night.
Haven't been a lot of healthy scratches on a nightly basis, have there?
No.
It's been who's been recalled, who's been placed on IR.
And Hakanpää is skating today and taking part in the practice, so he might not be too far away either. But yeah, the Leafs finally getting a little healthy as a backhand shot knocked away by Woll. Leafs get it up on the wing. Marner doesn't get it out. Long shot goes well wide into the far corner, and McCabe is there to play it around back of the net for Chris Tanev. Tanev starts out on the right wing. Leafs are trying to get a change going as well. And Matthews heads to the bench as it's played in over the line for Pacioretty. Pacioretty unable to reach it in time. Coyle will outlet now, and Zacha had it taken away in the center ice area, and Pacioretty strides back to recover a rolling puck back in the Toronto zone. Pass up the middle to find Tavares. Rink wide now for Nylander, who backhands into the zone. Tavares into the forecheck. Punched around the boards to the near side. Zacha will find an outlet, and the Bruins bring it to the Leafs blue line. That's a close play on a possible offside, but play goes on, and then an errant pass has it going all the way back into Boston territory. Nylander getting back there, couldn't get it away from Swayman, who made the pass to his defense, and the Bruins get it back into the Leaf end. Benoit on the near boards. Got it freed up for Domi. Max with a bank pass to center. Robertson tried to tip it into the offensive zone without success. Now Benoit steps up on a loose puck and sends it down into Boston territory. Mason Lohrei has it and gets it out at center. And the Bruins' Brazeau will play it in over the line. Down into the corner goes Trent Frederick. He has it taken away. Leafs get it back out at center, and a nice feed finds Robertson, who's able to skate it in. He'll backhand around the boards to the left wing side, just out of the reach of Domi. Now Domi steals the puck, but couldn't contain it, and it comes to center ice. Jake McCabe back in his own zone. Off the stick on the far side, and Dewar gets it into the offensive end. Fourth line out there, a good hit there by Lorenz. And it is played out into the center ice area now by the Bruins. Lohrei brings it in on the right side. Works into the corner. Backhand try to get it in front was blocked. Leafs have it again around back of the net. And it is Lorenz dropping it off for his defense. And Myers will play it up on the wing for Riley. And Riley gets it out. Connor Dewar hits the red line. Up high. Too high? No, just did catch the glass. Kept in now on the far boards, but the Bruins have it once more. Kopke getting it out at center. And across the line, trying to work in over the line there was Wahlstrom. He was too well covered. Bruins again along the boards. Kostelic got it around back of the net. Played back to the point. Zadorov goes D to D with it, and a long shot at traffic is stopped in the rebound. Taken to safety there by Chris Tanev. Boy, he was cool, calm, and collected doing that, wasn't he? Played back into Boston territory. Matthews steals, centering pass, scores! Matthew Nyes, go to the net with your stick on the ice. Good things happen. And Austin Matthews banks it in off his stick for a 2-0 lead.
For Matthew Nyes, it's been a while. First goal in 10, only his second in the last 16. And he took a high stick, Joe, coming into the Boston zone. I don't know if it was going to be called, but he shook it off, went to the front of the net, and it's a redirection that actually slows the puck down. As Matthews picks it up on the left wing boards, just throws it to the front of the net. And kind of a flyby redirection by Nyes that just loops up and over the glove of Swayman to give the Leafs the 2-0 lead.
But the old adage in all of your minor hockey league coaches is a centering pass, and the Bruins score. Very quickly, Geekie on a bit of a scramble play from the far boards.
I think this goes off the skate of Oliver Ekman-Larsson first, then off wall, and then the big rebound. This is just thrown to the net from the left wing corner. And the Bruins end up with Morgan Geekie to the right of Joseph Wall. Just has to tap it in. Yeah, this hits something in front on the way there. Yeah, it is Ekman-Larsson. And then off his skate, off of Wall, and then it was poked over to Morgan Geekie.
12 seconds.
Yeah, 2-0 lead disappeared in a hurry.
9th of the season for Geekie.
Last time the Bruins were here, they were shut out. So what are we looking at? 83 minutes and some between goals.
Time of the goal, 3:37. Nyes from Matthews at 3:37.
Nyes literally just going to the front of the net, keeping your stick on the ice, and
but it wasn't a rocket. It was like a knuckleball. It knuckled off his stick. But Austin Matthews, point, first game back.
And it's his 24th point and his 13th assist. Domi plays it off to Morgan Riley, who comes through neutral ice and drops it off for Robertson. Robertson tried to send it in front. That was broken up. Bruins coming back the other way. Brazeau in on the left wing, taken to the boards by Myers. Brazeau plays it in around back of the net. Leafs trying to get to it, and they do. And back of the net, McMahon has his pocket pick, though. Bruins get it back to the point. Lowry sends it towards the net, a deflection right on. Oh, and a good right pad save made by Wall, and he had to make a quick move with that left pad. Now Bobby McMahon in on the wing with a shot, and well out of the net, Swayman to take the angle away. Bruins start back through center ice. 2-1 the score. 2 goals here very quickly. McCabe getting a bit of a bump there from Frederick after a hit. Matthews in on the left wing for Nyes. Shot on goal, stopped the rebound, bounces into the slot, but the Bruins have it under control, playing it out at center ice. Now in on the right side. Chipped towards the front of the net. Tanev knocked it back at the goal. It came out in front. Wall was right there to pounce on it, and he'll stop play to bring a face-off in the circle to his left. 14:45 to go here in period number 2, and McCabe got a pretty good hit there on
Wallstrom.
Yes, I believe. Yep.
But then he got a shot right back after that. Hey, Joe Sacco, first look at him.
Yes.
In behind the Boston Bruin bench.
He, of course, played here in Toronto.
His record 12-7-1 in the 20 games that he has coached. They won 7 of the first 9 when he took over for Jim Montgomery.
Leafs control the face-off. Benoit with a pass off a Bruin stick that deflects down into Boston territory. Nyes trying to get a forecheck going, but can't. The Bruins will send it back into the Leaf end. Out of the net is Wall. Punching it around the boards to the far side. Benoit unable to handle it. Got it back of the net for Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson stretches things out. Finds Matthews. Matthews turns in his own zone. Banking it ahead, and Marner on the right wing side drops it back to the defense. Now Benoit up ahead for Matthews. Couldn't get around McAvoy. He's heading to the bench as the puck comes up on the near wing and in over the line. Cut off there by David Camp. Leafs will play it out at center. Marner going to the bench now as it's shot back by Boston into Toronto territory. Ekman-Larsson quickly ahead for Dewar. Dewar couldn't get over the line. Bruins bring it back the other way. Kopke going into the corner. Poked off his stick. Grabbed off there by John Beecher. He gets it back to the point. Near side, and a wrist shot by Osterley went wide of the net. Leafs will play it up on the left wing and get it out. Looking for Lorenz. Lorenz unable to get around the defense. Bruins back in over the line. Broken up at the Leaf defense. Comes out at center. Shot back in. Both teams changing here. Steven Lorenz, we were talking about this before the game. No penalty minutes. And of all of the people that you would have tried to think about, he probably is the least. I mean, he's as physical in the forecheck as anybody, and yet hasn't been in the penalty box yet. Leafs in their own zone. Out ahead, off Nylander, down into Boston territory. Peak taken to the boards. Tavares couldn't keep it in. Bruins skated back with Wallstrom sending it into the Toronto zone. Brazo trying to get into the corners, ridden off the puck there by Morgan Riley. Nylander couldn't get it free. A shot goes well wide of the Leaf goal, bouncing to the blue line. Zadorov just did keep it in. Nylander, or at least Riley gets it ahead to Tavares. Tavares banking it out at center and now has it back again, but the Bruins are all around him as John works it on the boards and does a good job to pry it free. Now up on the wing for Tavares. He'll send it into the far corner, and he's going to the bench along with Nylander. Leafs have the puck back at the Bruins goal, though. Back to the point it comes to Tanev. D to McCabe. Looking for a redirect in front from Domi, but it went wide. Now McMahon. Back to Tanev. To McMahon again. Blocking arm save made by Swayman. Robertson. Unable to get it away there from McAvoy. Bruins have sent it the length of the ice, and an icing call coming here with 11 minutes and 39 seconds to go in period number 2, and the Leafs leading 2-1 as the teams have traded goals here in the second period.
That last little flurry the Leafs had, it all starts. John Tavares dumps it in. Bobby McMahon's it on the forecheck. Knocks McAvoy off the puck, and then the Leafs get some opportunities out of it. And I know we've harped about it many times at the start of this year that Even though you had injuries with Austin Matthews and Willie Nylander in the playoffs last year, not having Bobby McMahon for that entire series, I think, was a huge loss.
Matthews with a shot into the glove of Swayman.
Didn't quite get all that, you think, Joey?
Well, he got enough of it, but maybe not as much as he would have liked. But a break in the action. The Leafs lead 2-1 over the Boston Bruins, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Face-off coming in the Boston zone to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Jonas Korpisalo is the backup goaltender to the Bruins. Dennis Hildeby is expected to play tomorrow against the Philadelphia Flyers, unless they play rotating goaltenders from the Marlies again.
Now, I know you're not going to push Joseph Wall.
No.
The back-to-backs, although we have seen it has been done.
Bruins bring it back in over the line. Kupke with a pass to the side of the goal, and it deflected off the far side of the net. Back to the point, and a drive is whistled wide of the goal by the Bruins defense. Back into the far corner. Bruins play it around back of the net, out of the reach of Beecher. The Leafs get it ahead. Nylander coming through neutral ice with a nice pass in on the left wing for Pacioretty. He tried to find Tavares but couldn't. Nylander now back of the goal to Pacioretty. Pacioretty and Tavares battling for it. The puck comes back to the point. Myers can't shoot it at the net, sends it back behind the goal again. They play it around on the wall, and Riley is able to keep it in with Pacioretty's assistance. He'll play to an open wing, though, and the Bruins have it, and they get it out at center. Kupke will just launch it high into the Toronto end. The Bruins need a change. McCabe back of the goal for Chris Tanev. Tanev, a quick pass out at center for Nyes. In over the line. Nyes, a nice move! Oh, and a quick shot. Swayman makes the best save he's made in this game right there. Just did get a piece of it with the blocking glove.
What an outlet pass, though, by Chris Tanev.
Long pass goes down in on goal to the Leaf end. Leafs get it ahead for Matthews. Matthews on the left wing for Nyes to Marner. Marner works to the left wing side to Matthews, and he fanned on it as it bounced over his stick before he could make contact. Kept in at the point with a shot. Blocked it into the corner again by Swayman. Back to the net, Marner slides along the boards, trying to come out of the corner with it as Matthews to Nyes. Nyes trying to look for the defense but couldn't find anybody, and it's poached out at center ice now by Boston and into the Toronto zone. I think Matthews is going to get a goal here tonight. He has been all around it, hasn't he? Rolling puck in on goal. Swatted away there by Wall to the point, kept in by Zadorov, and a long pass deflects in on goal, cleared into the corner nicely by Benoit. Benoit will play it off the boards to get it to center, and it's chipped by Camp into Boston territory. 9:13 to play here in the period. Leafs with a shot there, and it went wide by Dewar. Kept in at the point by Riley. Into the corner now, and a centering pass, but it's deflecting and going high into the near corner, well away from the Boston goal. Bruins get it back into neutral ice, but a pass knocked away there off the stick of Brazo. Brazo battles for it as it goes back of the net, and Myers for Toronto will pound it off the glass and get it into center ice, but it ends up going into one of the benches. And so that will stop play with 8 minutes and 45 seconds to play in period number 2. Toronto 2, Boston 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Wayne Simmons in the building, part of the Leaf alumni, is handing out the jersey to our honored member of our armed forces.
Yeah, and you know who else is here? Lisa Savage-Arby and Karen Stemmel.
Wow.
Downhill skiing fame for Canada.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Now, Lisa's wearing a Leaf jersey. Karen's got her autographed Bobby Orr jersey on, but says she's still a Leafs fan.
Okay, well, it's still dicey.
Take her for her word.
You know, but you know what? Maybe her mom washed her Leaf jersey and she had to wear it. Now, have you ever downhill skied?
Oh, not on purpose.
I did. Once. Sunshine Mountain in Banff. I did the best one in Canada, and I said, that's enough of that. Because you know what? The guys that I was with, oh, you're doing good. Let's do mogul. I saw parts of my anatomy that I didn't think was humanly possible after doing that. I said, that's enough of that. Oh, if you can skate, you can ski. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'll show you. Oh, God. But it was fun. The hot springs in Banff saved my life, I do believe. That was a few years ago.
That I've done.
That we've done, yes. That I've done, yeah. That's a lot of fun. Played down into the Toronto zone. Round back of the net, the Bruins geeky fell as he tried to get the puck out in front, and the Leafs get it out in center with a pass for Domi in on the right wing. Domi trying to pull up there to gain possession. One hands it into the corner, gives his man a bit of a shove, gives the other guy a bit of a shove. The puck's still there, and it's around to an open corner on the far side. McAvoy will play it out into the center ice area, and Geeky gets it the rest of the way into the Toronto end with 8:03 to play here in the period. Brought out by the Leafs and onto the right wing side for Myers. Philip Myers driving the net, goes around back of the goal. The big defenseman sends it back to Domi, but he fanned on a pass for Robertson, and the Bruins are able to get it out. Marchand working wide and around back of the net. Marchand centering, and the shot was blocked as Pasternak let it go. Leafs get it out into the center ice zone. Trying to get free is Tavares. He was tangled up with Marchand, and he was pleading innocence by holding his hands up to the officials, saying, I'm not holding him, as much as he's trying to make me look like I'm holding him. I loved it. Back to the point, unable to keep it in, Benoit. And the Leafs have to go back into neutral ice. On to Tavares again. Flipped high to the left wing boards. Pacioretty sends it in around back of the net. Bruins get it freed up. And Brandon Carlo will start out for Boston, getting it ahead on the right side for John Beecher. Beecher gets in over the line. Bruins working in. A shot pad save, and a good one made by Wall. Another puck back to the blue line for Zadorov. Zadorov to his defense partner. It goes into the corner, centering pass, deflected just wide of the Leaf net. Leafs get it freed up, and Nyes trying to start away, plays to an open area on the left wing. Gets in over the line. Zadorov took him to the boards, but Matthews steals it back. Matthews with it on the left wing boards. Still with it back to the point. Morgan Riley, D to Myers. Myers with a weak shot. That went harmlessly well wide of the goal. Leafs get it in front of the net for Nyes. That's blocked. A rebound! Oh, Morgan Riley had a 4x6, but the puck bounced on him and he never made contact. Matthews off his skates to a stick, and a rising shot goes over top of the goal. That should have been 3-1. Bruins back the other way with a backhand over top of the goal. 5:49 to play, second period. Back of the net now for Brazo. Back to the point. D to D, it comes to Lowry. His shot goes well wide. Sharp angle shot. Blocked, and the mask of Wall. See, he's learning. When it gets loose, knock it off. Don't just cry to the official, just take it off.
Yeah, we said that in Long Island
for a couple of seconds, right?
Well,
no. A couple of seconds is as long as you want.
Yes.
So Joseph Wall will get the mask reorganized. Will step aside as the Leafs have a 2-1 lead over the Boston Bruins here in the second period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs have gotten goals from Jake McCabe and Matthew Nyes, and the Bruins from Morgan Geeky. And it is 2-1 in favor of the Maple Leafs here with 5:35 to go in the second period. Draw one cleanly there by Tavares. Played along the boards but cut off by the Bruins. Tavares couldn't get it away from his man. McCabe ties up Geeky in the corner. Tavares trying to dig the puck free. It's wedged up against the wall. Finally comes to Pacioretty. He can't get it out as it's played back in deep in behind the Toronto goal. Now pushed along the boards off Nylander to center, and that's Tavares in across the line. Tried to make a little move in there and almost got clobbered there by Pastrnak. But the Leafs try to keep the puck in. Tavares pushing it to Pacioretty. Pacioretty with a centering pass, and it went past him and Nylander. Nylander back of the goal for Max Pacioretty. Pacioretty coming out of the corner. Sends it into the crowd, and somehow... And now a penalty coming here to Toronto for tripping.
That is right in front of the Bruin net. And I don't know if I'm sold on this. It's Willie Nylander is going to get it. The Boston player tried to spin away from him, and I think they click skates, and the Bruin player goes down. So that's 2 penalties now the Leafs have taken right in front of the Boston net. Yeah, I mean, Lorai's trying to spin, and the left skate of Nylander catches the right skate of Lorai. I guess you got to call it from where it is, but to me, if Lorai doesn't move, and then that's, I think, Craig Berube is trying to say, Lorai doesn't try to spin away. Anyway.
Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home ice advantage on every drive with new Civic Hybrid. Proudly made in Ontario. Available now at your Ontario Honda dealer. Leafs ice the puck off a face-off win.
One thing you're excited about with Matthews coming back was the power play, right? You haven't seen that yet.
How's that work so far? Yeah. Leafs have not. Now we're going to penalty here to Boston, I believe. Should tell you that Jean Hebert and Frederic Lacuet are the referees. James Tobias, Andrew Smith are the linesmen.
It's going to be a high sticking, I think. So Lindholm goes for high sticking. This was just dumped in, and it was Jake McCabe going after it. Boy, I mean, that was kind of vicious too. I mean, even if it doesn't come up and catch him in the face, that looked more like a spear than it was trying to lift a stick or anything. So
Jake McCabe has had enough of facial injuries and attacks in the last little while to last him a lifetime.
At least it's back to the front of his head.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, at least it's in front of his head.
By the way, at least we'll get Matthews 4-on-4 here to start with Mitch Marner in the Boston zone.
Go out of the right of Swayman. Matthews won the draw, but it was so cleanly it comes all the way back into the Leaf end. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson shows you he has some pretty good wheels, because he was dead even with Brad Marchand, and he beat him easily to the puck. That was impressive. Matthews dropping it off now for Marner. Marner goes rink wide. Ekman-Larsson ahead off the Boston stick into the Bruin zone. Swayman out of the goal to play it around to Zadorov. And back of the net now is McAvoy. McAvoy coming out of his own end. Got it ahead. Zadorov stops, then works it in over the line on the left wing. Played it off on the right wing side now to Marchand. Marchand to the area in front. Got a shot away and it went wide. McAvoy trying to keep it in. Leafs trying to come away with the loose puck, but they don't. Zadorov at the left point. Over to Marchand. He loses it. Marner starts away for Toronto. Coming to center, but it is Matthews heading to the bench. And the pass will be intercepted. Bruins bring it back with Pastrnak, and he can't get a shot. Pastrnak works back to the blue line. Played in off of boards into the corner for Osterley. He'll look for Pastrnak, but miss him. And it goes all the way around the boards and all the way back into Boston territory. Leafs are going to get an abbreviated power play in 18 seconds. Bruins in across the line. Pass to the near side. Pastrnak with the drive, and guess who blocked it? Tanev was there again. Far side now for Andrew Peeke. Peeke gets it in along the boards. Frederick couldn't come away with it. Tavares starts away, and here's Nylander out of the penalty box. Willie closing! Oh, and a good pad save made by Swayman.
Would have been an interesting power play goal, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Yeah. How's your percentage? Good per second. Kept alive at the blue line just barely, and out of the box now comes Lindholm, who gets in over the Toronto line. So neither team scores, and now Nylander working away on the right side. Got in over the line, but ran into a traffic jam. Fed it around the boards for Domi. Domi had it taken off his stick. Bruins on the far side, and Kopke getting it out at center ice. Morgan Riley with 2 minutes to go in the second period. Teams exchanged goals 12 seconds apart. But the Leafs with a 1-goal lead after the first have a 1-goal lead here as it's offside at the Boston Bruins line.
Really, it was after the first 10 minutes of this game, and this is kind of settled in, hasn't it? Where
it's settled into a Boston-Toronto hockey game, hasn't it?
Well, more Boston than Toronto. I tell you, when there were games when Claude Julien was coaching the Bruins, they'd come in here. If they got the lead, you were in for a long night.
But this is the way the Leafs have played this year. They've protected leads extraordinarily well. They have maintained a good defensive posture. As it's down into the Toronto zone, Robertson got it freed up, banks it ahead, and McMahon just gets it into center ice, played back in over the line. Bruins unable to come up with it. Leafs have launched it high. Too high? Too high. Too high. Too high.
Movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah. We talk about it a lot, though. Yeah.
Major League.
So, icing call here against Toronto.
1:20 to go here in the second period. And the other thing we talk about a lot.
What?
Another close game.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything's 1-1, 2-1, 3-2.
But if you learn to win those games on a regular basis,
but we can throw in an odd 5-1, 6-2.
Every once in a while, yeah. But Bruins now centering pass in front, they score! Frederick. First shot was blocked, but Frederick gets it in front of the net. And the Bruins tie the game with 1:16 to go in the period.
And this all comes after an icing. The Leafs got trapped in their own zone, end up icing the puck. The face-off to the left of Joe Wall, and Trent Frederick wins the draw cleanly and then backs off to the middle of the net. Nobody takes him going to the front of the net. And he simply gets, it was Charlie McAvoy, faked the shot from the right point, walked around his man, and then found Frederick, who'd gone to the front of the net. And the Leafs 2-0 lead is no more.
Played out into the center ice area. Leafs backpedaled it into their own end. Tanev sends it down into Boston territory. Lorenz into the forecheck, but can't get an offensive hit going there. And Zadorov has it around back of the net. Played off for McAvoy. Off a stick and in over the line. Bruins into the slot, but a shot goes well wide of the Leaf goal. Wrap around attempt is stopped by Wall. Played ahead then by the Leafs to the blue line, but not out. Now Marner is able to skate it out at center. Marner working back into neutral ice. Looks for a man who's coming off the bench. It's Nyes who carries it over the line. Tried to play it back to Marner, but it was intercepted. And Pasternak comes into the zone and sends a long, easy shot in. That Wall kind of haphazardly played there for a moment.
Almost looked like he lost it.
Yeah. Brought in by Nyes. Nyes into the corner. Back it goes to Marner, a shot. And Matthews couldn't redirect that, and a save made by Swayman. Back come the Bruins with 2 seconds left. A long shot. And a bit of a scramble right at the Leaf goal crease. But the horn ends play with Pavel Zacha trying to get in on a loose puck. So they'll go to the dressing room tied at 2. The Leafs have gotten goals from McCabe and Nyes to build a 2-0 lead, but Geekie and Frederick have responded.
I think we said after the Islander game that was tied 1-1 into the third period, it was only, the fourth time all year.
And
the
now
Leafs,
what?
Back-to-back games, as always.
21 shots apiece. We'll step aside and invite Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert to join us for the second period intermission. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs 2 and the Boston Bruins 2. We head to the third period. As the Leafs had a 2-0 lead at 3:37 of the second period, but 12 seconds later, the Bruins got on the board, and then a late goal from Frederick has tied the game. McCabe and Nyes, the goal scorers for Toronto.
For Trent Frederick, Joey, he's had a bit of a lull in his scoring. That's only his 6th goal of the season, his first in 12 games. He's 6th, and he's had 2 2-goal games. So it's been very sporadic for Frederick. And certainly a huge goal for the Bruins to pull even the Leafs on this one. And as soon as I can find it, Joey, I will tell you that.
Oh, you got some important information?
Nope.
Oh.
But I got a stat.
Oh, good.
All right, so this is now the 5th time this year the Leafs have entered the 3rd period tied. Thanks to their win against the Islanders a couple of nights ago, they're 1-2-1. The Bruins, when tied after 2, are 6-1-1 in their previous 8.
So the Leafs will defend the goal to our right, the Bruins to the left. 21 shots apiece after 2 periods of play. Matthews, Marner, and Nyes start up front for Toronto. Leafs defending the goal to the right as the puck is dropped and we're underway. 5-on-5 to start this 3rd period. Marner across the line for Matthews, who strides into the far corner and stops up with it. Back to the point, tipped over here to McCabe. Back into the slot, Marner, return to McCabe. McCabe with a shot on goal. Nyes trying to wrap it around, couldn't get it in front of the net. Goaltender loses his stick, but now regains it thanks to his defenseman as Carlo retrieved it in the corner. Matthews playing it around back of the net. Hit in there on Jordan Osterley. Puck comes back to the goal. Nyes got it freed up for Matthews. Back to the point, but it got off the stick of Philip Myers and goes down to the Leaf blue line. Leafs get a change of players going. Riley will backhand back into Boston territory. Played along the boards. Riley stops it at the near point. Sends it towards the net, but it's well wide. And then it bounces over the stick of Benoit. He has to get back into the center ice area, but lost it. 2 Bruins are in across the line, but the back checking of Tavares in good positioning intercepts. He'll carry back at center. On the wing for Pacioretty. Rolled in around back of the net. Tavares is hauled down and slides into the end of the rink. No call. Back down into the Toronto end. The Leafs have had 1 power play. It lasted about 15 seconds. Domi after a loose puck in the far corner in the Boston zone. Drags it back towards the blue line. Over on the left wing side, Oliver Ekman-Larsson couldn't contain it. Played by Boston back into Toronto territory. Chris Tanev back of the net. Leafs get it up on the right wing. Played ahead for Domi in on the wall. It goes into the corner. Couldn't flip it in front as it was blocked. Grabbed off by Robertson. Back for Domi. Domi playing it back to the point. McCabe goes D to D. Tanev with a shot. That just went wide. It sprang off the inboards and came right out past Swayman. No one there to hammer it home. Bruins get it to the line and out. Bobby McMahon will skate back into his own zone. Played it around back of the goal. And up on the right wing side, then ran into the Boston player. Comes back into the slot, though. Brandon Carlo got a shot away, and it was gloved by Wall.
And that all comes from the Leafs turning the puck over in the Boston zone. Bobby McMahon filling in at the left point, had to come all the way back. He ends up losing it. And Brandon Carlo with a wrist shot from just inside the blue line in the middle of the ice for Joseph Wall to finally get a face-off.
17:34 to go in the period. Face-off in the Toronto zone. Scrum, but it comes back to the point. Bruins with a shot off a leg into the near corner. Steven Lorenz gets it around to Riley. Poked out at center ice. Dewar double teamed over there. David Camp arrives on the scene to free up the loose puck. And Riley will get it ahead. And Lorenz can't get it into the zone, but a high stick makes contact with it. So a face-off is coming in neutral ice. In a 2-2 tie. Lorenz and Riley discussing Well, they wanted to maybe attack that neutral zone situation.
We're only talking about a game in early January, but coming in, the Leafs have a 6-point edge on the Boston Bruins, plus a game in hand. Maybe at the very least, I'd like to have home ice if it goes 7 games in the first round.
Wouldn't that be nice? Bruins get it in over the line. Coyle backhands around the boards to the near side. Lindholm played it back from whence it came. Ekman-Larsson punches it ahead. Marner in traffic gets it back. And Ekman-Larsson then finds Benoit, who gets it out at center. Matthews flips it off. Ekman-Larsson ahead off the stick of Marner, but it is cut off there by Boston. And now played over on the near wing, and Coyle will start out with it. A pass ahead for Pasternak. Pasternak trying to work his way around Ekman-Larsson. Down goes Pasternak as he got lifted off his feet. Leafs get it ahead, and Nyes coming through neutral ice. Up on the wing for Tavares. Back for Nyes. Nyes in a goal. Scores! Holy mackerel, what a play! Nyes twists around 180 degrees to backhand it home.
Two-on-two rush. Tavares and Nyes. Tavares down the right wing side. Throws it to Nyes, who's trying to go through the defense. Instead, he jumps around. The defenseman trying to cover him. And that was Brandon Carlo. But had to jump, spin, and then backhand the puck with his back to the Boston goaltender. Into the net to give the Leafs the lead once more, 3-2 Toronto.
Second goal of the game and 13th of the season for Nyes. And the Maple Leafs regain the lead. Play that was.
Jeez. I don't know what buttons you press on the controller.
No, here's a pass in for Nylander, and it was just out of his reach. Tavares with it again. Back of the net for Willie. It gets by him to Pacioretty. Pacioretty down the left wing. Back of the net into the corner. Centering pass. Intercepted by Boston. Bruins skated out at center. And across the line. Trying to get free, and now off of a skate. It comes to the line, but not out. Tavares has his pocket picked by Pasternak, who scores! The Leafs had 3 opportunities to get it out right around the blue line. And Pasternak was in behind all of them. And he lifts the stick of Tavares, turns and snaps home the tying goal.
Well, we've seen this to be a problem, especially on home ice. Score one, give one back. And it's happened twice here in this game, and I'm not sure what the thought process was on Tavares. He must have lost Pasternak, not knowing he was behind, because Tavares pulled up, standing still inside the Leaf blue line, looking up ice. Pasternak simply lifts his stick, turns, and fires it from fairly long range, Joe.
Yeah.
Past wall to tie it.
34 seconds apart. Cleared out, and now a foot race, and now Robertson trying to chase it. He gets it in front of the net. McMahon fired it just wide. Great hustle there by Nicky Robertson, who gets it again. Tried to come in front of the net, couldn't get a shot. Bobby McMahon was all alone in front of the goal. A pass off Camp's stick goes down, and I guess it didn't go off his stick. They're calling it icing.
Well, I think Camp figures he was interfered with, Joe. That was Charlie McAvoy. I mean, I'm not saying he would have beat it out anyway, but
No, I thought he touched the puck, though.
No.
Did he not? Apparently not. Well, in the eyes of the officials, that's the case. What a great hustle play made by Nick Robertson. And Bobby McMahon, I don't know if the puck rolled on him a little bit.
he just missed glove side. Yeah, might have flipped up a bit.
Yeah, it did. Yep. Draw to the right in the Toronto zone. Leafs play it to the line, and it will bounce off the boards to center. McAvoy turns, played it off a stick into the Leaf zone. Marner intercepts, banked back out into neutral ice, and the Bruins will try to organize there, but an errant pass goes down into the Toronto end. Leafs get it up on the wing. Matthews to the line and in, dropped it off for Nyes, who sends it around back of the net. Matthews trying to center it, he did! Score! Hat trick for Nyes! The Leafs regain the lead!
Austin Matthews in behind the Boston net. With his back to the boards, looks out front, and somehow Matthew Nyes is wide open. Heading to the net, Matthews puts it on his stick. And this was after Matthews was able to spin away from Charlie McAvoy. But Nyes open in front, and he just, it's on his stick, whammo, for a split second. Is he a little half slapper, blocker side on Swayman. Should we even mention the Leafs have the lead again? They have not lasted.
No.
Boy, getting a lower angle. That, not only did he get it away quickly, just inside the goalpost, under the crossbar.
So the first career hat trick for the Arizona native is set up by his Arizona pal. And Austin Matthews has picked up a couple of points here tonight as the Leafs lead 4-3.
For Nyes now, 7th game against the Bruins in the regular season. That is 5 goals and 7 points in those 7 games. But you'll remember he scored some big ones in the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
Including the overtime winner in Game 5, which extended the series.
And the hats are still raining down over the glass as Matthew Nyes gets his first career hat trick. They added an assist to Marner on his second goal. Matthews setting it up at 5:28. Well, see if we can hang on to this lead for a little while. Shot back down into the Toronto end. Hammered along the glass to the line, but not out. Long shot goes wide, but it's a delayed offside, and the Maple Leafs have it under control in their own zone. Brought out now by Connor Dewar. He gets to the red line and shoots it in. Swayman out of the goal to pump it around the boards on the far side. Stopped at the blue line. Dewar sends it back into the corner. Lorenz has it knocked off his stick. Big hit by Dewar in the corner. The puck comes back towards him. Now almost stolen there by the Leafs, Lorenz. And now here's David Camp working down into the corner. Had it knocked off his stick. Dewar steps into his man. Camp is able to keep the puck in for Toronto. But it bounces into along the far boards, and the Bruins will change, and the Leafs do as well. Good shift by the Leafs' fourth line. Set right back down into the Toronto end. Jake McCabe up on the left wing, misses Nyes. And an icing call coming here against Toronto will be brought back into the Leaf zone. See where the Bruins want to have it. Looks like it's going to be in the circle to the left of Joseph Woll. The Leafs 4 and the Bruins 3.
What's the average cost of a ball cap now? With a
$35, $40, depending on.
Up to $50.
$50.
Well, that's
So do you want the visor on the front?
That's the next.
Oh, a shot right there. Wall has no idea where the puck is as it went into the corner. Now another shot. Wall stopped that and it went to the far side. Another shot from the blue line goes off a stick and wide. Bruins pressing here. Matthews, stick handling in a phone booth, flips it ahead, gets it out for Marner. Off the boards for Nyes, but it was cut off by him. Leafs now bringing it back in. Bruins back checking there was Marner, but it's maintained by the Bruins. Marner intercepts, plays it high, and it bounces into center ice territory.
Thought it was coming up here.
Either that or it was coming down with ice on it, one or the other. Peak will play it down into the Toronto end. Wall out of the cage, played it back along the boards. Didn't notice a Bruin there, but got some assistance then from Myers. And out come the Leafs with Domi leading the rush. Domi in over the line. Left wing side, Riley sends to the net, but it was wide. Defense partner keeps it in at the far side. Round on the boards, near boards for Riley again. Riley had it knocked away. Battles for it, but the Bruins come up with it, and they'll play it into neutral ice. Philip Myers back to the near side, but a bad pass. Leafs don't control. Frederick brings it in, trying to get through the defense, taken away from him by Riley, and then Bobby McMahon just bounces it out into neutral ice. Bruins Pasternak back in with a pass on the left wing side into the slot. Great play by Myers to take the puck away, and the Leafs have an odd man rush going. Nylander on the wing, a shot, and it was blocked away by Swayman. Pasternak comes back the other way. Had it knocked off his stick, but sends it towards the net and goes wide and back of the goal. Big hit there as Bobby McMahon was taken to the boards, but Geekie ended up being second best on the exchange. Sent back down into Boston territory. Stolen by Tavares. He played it in front of the net, no one home. Pacioretty attempting to keep it in as it plays down into the Toronto end. Pasternak couldn't get away. Leafs have it again in their own zone with a bank pass ahead to spring David Kampf. He mishandles the puck. Bruins at their own blue line. Pass off a stick into Toronto territory. No icing. Back of the net, McCabe. Round on the boards with time for Kampf. Got it ahead. Dewar sends it in. Out of the net, but now Lorenz in against the boards for Toronto. Battle ensues in there as the Leafs' fourth line hopes to hem the end. Back to the point it comes. Tanev can't shoot it at the net. Sends it back into the corner. Lorenz trying to free it up for David Kampf. Kampf working back of the net. Kampf trying to play it back to the point to Jake McCabe, who goes D to D. Tanev with a wrist shot blocked. Grabbed by the Leafs, but not played to the net. Bruins out at center, and it comes back into neutral ice. Kampf will launch a bouncing puck in wide of the Boston goal as the Leafs change. 18 seconds away from the midpoint of the period. 4-3 Toronto. Leafs fans hollering there as Marchand got belted to the boards
by Austin Matthews.
But an icing call coming here against Toronto.
And I still think Matthews might have let up just a bit. Marchand was a little off balance trying to play the bouncing puck when Matthews came in. 10:05 to go here in the third period. The Leafs again with a one-goal lead.
Your assessment of Matthews?
He's close. He may not be quite there, but I think he looks better now than he did the first time he came back.
Draw to the left in the Toronto zone. Draw won by Boston. McAvoy down the right wing boards, closes with a pass through the goal crease, no one home. Point shot drilled wide of the goal by Zadorov, and it caroms all the way to center, and Nye's racing after it, but can't get there. Zadorov goes back behind the net. Got it up on the left wing. Marchand drops it off on the right wing side. Stumbling and falling there was McAvoy, but he's able to play it into the zone. Tanev taken to the boards, but frees the puck up, and Domi gets it up on the wing. Bank pass back for Max. He'll flip it into Boston territory. Teams are changing here. Puck around back of the net. And pushed out at center now by Boston. Zacha will shoot it into the Toronto zone. Down the boards far side, Morgan Geekie to play into the near corner. Max Domi in there with a hit. Puck is chipped back of the net. Ekman Larsson knocks his man off the disc nicely, and the Maple Leafs get it ahead. There's going to be a penalty to Boston.
Now, is it going to be 2 or 4? As Ekman Larsson
took a high stick, didn't he?
Struggling to get the Leaf bench as it looks like 2 fingers are up in the air. But so still, with 9:01 to go, this is a huge power play to the Leafs.
First full power play the Leafs have had in the game, and we're back with it with the Leafs leading 4-3. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs go to the power play, their first full power play. I had an abbreviated 20-second one in the second period.
The Leafs Last player to record a hat trick against the Boston Bruins, February 4th, 2017. Willie Nylander's only hat trick.
Really?
In the NHL, yes.
Leafs have Morgan Riley out, so they're not going with 5 forwards. Matthews, Tavares, Nylander, Marner, Riley. Leafs get it in front. Oh, and Matthews got a quick shot away. Swayman had to be good there.
Well, Matthews just trying to get it. I think he's just trying to go 5-hole. Just below the goal line, and Jeremy Swayman came over. Just as important as the save is no rebound. Mitch Marner was sniffing around as well.
Tavares wins the draw. Back to the point it goes to Morgan Riley. He'll find Marner, who mishandles it but gets it into the corner. Matthews back to Marner. Far half boards. Top of the circle. Looks to drop and gives it to Matthews. Curling off. Still with it. Back to the point it goes to Morgan Riley. Riley looking for Matthews. Can't find him. Gets it back again. Walks the line. Gives it to Willie. Nylander down low for Marner. Marner coming out. Nope, goes banking back of the net for Matthews. Coming out now with a shot. That was blocked. Rebound controlled by Toronto. Marner on the far boards keeps it alive. Matthews sending it off in the near wing. Nylander has a man. A great play by Willie to keep it alive. Into the corner, intercepted, and not cleared. Tavares can't get a shot, and the Bruins finally send it down the ice.
The entire group of Bruins out there. They had, 3 or 4 opportunities to clear.
Here's Marner on the wing for Matthews. Matthews playing it along the boards. Into the corner, Marner. Double teamed over there. The puck into the wall is pinned by the Bruins defenseman. Marner trying to push him off the puck. Finally does come free, but no one can get their stick on it. Finally they do, and Ekman Larsson gets it back to the point. Tip now for Marner into the corner. Willie gets it back to him. Marner works top of the circle with a shot. That was blocked. Centering pass. Here's a chance that McMahon can't deliver. Marner's back of the goal. Off on the wing to Nylander. Cross-ice pass is going to deflect and find the screen as it was intended for Austin Matthews on the far side.
Good movement, but not a lot gets to Jeremy Swayman. I mean, very early on, it was the Austin Matthews opportunity was the best chance they had. Then again, I mean, they battled well, moved the puck well, but again, nobody in front. And because you don't have that shot from the point, Bruins really just kind of collapse in front of their goaltender and allow the Leafs to pass it around the box.
Draw to the right. 10 seconds left in the power play. And it bounces out at center. Unfortunately, there's 10 seconds because that was right at the penalty box door, wasn't it? And the penalty will expire with the Leafs owning the puck in their own zone. It goes off a stick to center. McMahon couldn't get to it. Brought to the line and in and fed around the boards by Kostelic. Domi along the wall on the near side. Couldn't get it out. Kostelic sends it into the corner. Tanev takes his man there, and the puck goes off a stick. Bobby McMahon skates it out at center to Nyes, who will shoot it in. Leafs are changing again. David Camp over the boards along with Lorenz as the fourth line starts to come over the boards. Chopped along the boards and out at center ice by Riley. Is it enough for icing? Yes, it is, says the linesman.
You not think that, I mean, the defenseman's, 3 feet from the boards and it just lets it go? I find that a little bit of a...
I think your call was much better than the one we saw.
You're just looking at, you're thinking, okay, the guy's going to play it and throw it back in, and then he turns away from it, and we already saw what an icing did to the Leafs in the second period.
Draw to the right of Joseph Wall. As pushed to the near boards, the Bruins will get their peak. Trying to send it in. It comes to the point. Shot doesn't make it through. Hammered off the boards by Dewar, and it'll go down into the zone. Steven Lorenz steals, plays it around the boards and into an open corner on the near side and heads to the bench. Puck broken up by Marner. Couldn't get around Peak, and the Bruins own it back in their own zone. Up the middle, off the skate of Zaka. He can't get in over the line. David Camps trying to get to the bench. Matthews over the boards, and the Leafs chase after the Bruins, who come to center, and Peak sends it down into the Toronto end. Leafs regrouping the puck and banking it ahead for Nyes. 3 goals on the night to Austin Matthews. Matthews weaves to the right wing side. Little head fake now, gains possession. Dragged to the ice, but no call. Played off the boards then by Marner. Matthews couldn't get to it. And Coyle starts back with McAvoy. McAvoy taken to the boards, and a good hit there by Benoit. Pacioretty by himself through center. Flips it into the far corner. Goes in there against Zadorov as it's pushed around the boards to the near side as we approach 5 minutes left in the third period. Shot down into the Toronto zone. Tavares quickly getting it on to Max Pacioretty. And a long shoot-in goes wide of the Boston goalkeeper. Far side Nylander trying to come up with it. Puck comes back to the point, fed in front of the net. Pacioretty! Oh, I think Tavares was shocked that he sent him about a 4-foot pass.
He would have had room.
No, he did. Back of the net. Tavares taken out there by Zadorov. Pacioretty trying to steal it back for him. Round the boards it'll go. Kept in by McCabe to Morgan Rielly. Morgan Rielly on the left wing side. A cross ice pass too high for Pacioretty. Sent around back of the net. Nylander trying to trap it there. He did. The puck is still up against the boards, and the Bruins finally come away with it. Willie's heading to the bench. 4 minutes to play in the third. The Leafs with a 1-goal lead. Here comes the Bruins to center. And across the line, flipping in for Pasternak. Pasternak can't come up with it. Zacha trying to help out. Far side for Ekman Larsson. Up ahead for Robertson, who falls down, trying to break out. Bruins bring it back. Pasternak, right wing side. Over on the left wing and closing. And oh, a big glove save made there by Joseph Woll. Bails out Nick Robertson, who blew a tire.
You know, there have been a couple of gaffes in this game that have cost the Leafs, and fortunately for Joseph Woll, Leafs are holding on to the 1-goal lead.
3:36 to play, third period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Matthew Nyes with a 3-goal night. Jake McCabe has the other Toronto goal. And the Leafs own a 4-3 lead on the Boston Bruins with 3:36 to play in the third.
And the Matthews line out to take this huge draw. Matthews with a couple of assists tonight so far, but I mean, so important. We talked about, getting Bobby McMahon going like we saw him last year, and now Matthew Nyes.
Bruins win the faceoff. Pasternak's pass deflected by McCabe into the far corner. Pushed along the boards by Matthews, but maintained by Boston back of the net. McAvoy centers. Block shot by Tanev in close. Big play made by the Leaf defenseman right there.
You could just record that and play it 15
kidding.
times this game.
Here's McAvoy in with a shot. Blockered away by Woll. Comes to the left wing boards. Lorei trying to play it along the boards. Another shot to the net. Blocked by the Leafs in front. And Woll is able to pounce on the loose puck after Jake McCabe had taken care of Geekie in front of the net.
And about 3 or 4 taps of the stick from Woll out of his shin pad and McCabe, as if to say, thanks, buddy. Gave me some room to do it, but you're right, Chris Tanev before that. I mean, this is David Pasternak from about 15 feet out.
You talk about all of the goal scoring, the forwards, and all the money of it. In my estimation, at this particular point, Chris Tanev is the Leafs' most valuable player at this point in the season. Leafs get it out and down the ice, but it's going to be an icing, and 2:53 left to play, third period.
That's funny. I saw an old clip, and it was the first outdoor game when HBO did the special, and they were telling me, remember Ilya Bryzgalov sort of became the star of that, and he says, you think we're crazy. He said defensemen are supposed to block shots and stand in front of the net and block shots with half the equipment. He says, I asked you, who's the crazy one?
Who's the crazy one? Yeah, you're right.
Chris Tanev.
He's certifiable.
Yeah, that's...
Yes. Draw to the left in the Leaf zone. But the whole Leaf defense corps has bought in on that, haven't they? Centering pass intercepted, hammered off the boards, but not cleared, but then kicked by Nylander out at center ice. We'll keep an eye on Jeremy Swayman. Cross the line, played back to the blue line by Ekman-Larsson, and it's a hand pass.
The Leafs have kind of unlucky there.
Play. Yeah,
Ekman-Larsson did a pretty good job to backhand it up the boards. And it looked like it might have hit the top of the dasher and flipped up and stayed in, but the Leafs will take the face off outside the line.
And we'll get a commercial break in with 2:34 to play. Toronto 4, Boston 3. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Jake McCabe has a goal and an assist. He gets the other helper on the Knies hat-trick goal that has the Maple Leafs out in front 4-3. 2:34 to play. Swayman is well out of the goal, and if they get possession, you would think he's heading to the bench, and there he goes. Long shoot in, gets in over the line. Leafs flip it out at center, but not enough to get it anywhere near the Boston empty net. Loride up for Pasternak. Flipped in from center in on goal, knocked away then by Wall. Played up on the boards and to the line. Knies gets it freed up for Marner. Marner pushes to open ice. Across the line, empty net, it's gone! Mitch Marner puts it into the empty net. You know he saw Knies there.
He thought about it.
He thought about it, and then he said, we need this in the empty net.
Yeah, and the thing is, Pasternak was right on Knies, but a step behind. But yeah, I think Mitch Marner, like he's looking at Knies as if to say, look, sorry, but we really need this. And by the way, the last 4-goal game the Leafs had was off the stick of Mitch Marner in Detroit a couple of years ago.
Yes. So the Leafs open up a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left, and Swayman's headed for the bench again. Wall caught a puck on a shoot-in, and he just did slightly glance towards the empty net. I think I'd better just hang on to this.
Yeah, it was no different than Marner. It's like I got this brief flash, and then no.
No. Reality and sensibility stepped in.
Well, and the way this has gone, and the Bruins called a timeout here with 1:59 to go. The way the Bruins have scored quickly after Leaf goals, I think if you're Joseph Wall, you're saying again, we got to err on the side of caution here.
The Leafs trying to win for the 15th time on home ice and the 25th time overall, and maintain their position atop the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, and what they've got, even with Florida winning in overtime last night, or in a shootout last night, it comes down to it, regulation wins. And that's why you see the Leafs and Florida had identical records for the longest time, but the Leafs were slotted ahead thanks to regulation wins first. But I think just as importantly, Joe, is you come in 6 points up in the Boston Bruins in the proverbial 4-pointer, right?
Yep. Draw to the left in the Toronto zone. Lindholm faces off, comes back to the point to McAvoy. Over on the left wing side, back to McAvoy. Shot coming in traffic. Wall down. There's a loose puck in front. They score! Pasternak off to the side as a puck rolled over to him, so this one's not done yet.
Well, you know what? This was Pavel Zacha made an outstanding pass. A little backhand pass in a maze of players in front of Joseph Wall. And he shovels it from the middle of the ice in front of the net to Pasternak, who's wide open to the right. And what hurts the Leafs here, too, Jake McCabe's stick breaks right off the face-off. So the Leafs essentially 2 men short.
So this is not over yet. Swayman back in the net.
Well, I mean, that's bad luck. You break your stick right off the face-off, but give Zach a credit.
Bruins are going to shoot it in, and there goes Swayman to the bench. Puck along the boards. Leafs trying to dig it free. Matthews sends it back to the net. Now to Tanev. Tanev got it ahead, and it's out into the center ice area. Shot right back in again by Boston, but offside. And so it'll be brought back into the center ice area.
Well, that might go back to the Boston end of the ice.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is icing.
It's icing. You're right. So it'll force Swayman back into the cage with 1:31 to go.
Why would you do that?
Well, you didn't go to the New York Islander Patrick Waugh School of Goaltending Bully. Yeah.
One of the more bizarre empty net goals we've seen.
Isn't it? Face off to the right of Swayman. Matthews, Marner, and Nyes, and the draw won by the Leafs, but it was gloved by Marner, but he didn't get it onto his stick, and now the Bruins send it down into the Toronto zone. Chipped along the boards, it comes to the side of the Leaf goal in front of the net, and it's going to be launched to the line, but not out. Kept in now by Lorei. Shot goes wide of the goal to the far side, Pasternak. Round low, bouncing puck in front of the net, grabbed off by the Leafs, but not cleared. In goes Marchand against the boards. The Leafs trying to get it out, but failing. And now Jake McCabe reverses the puck, but Matthews wasn't ready for that. Stolen by Toronto, sent to the empty net wide. 50.7 seconds left.
Mitch Marner had a clear lane, but you could see he was upset with himself as soon as he let it go. As that'll bring the face off once again back down to the left of Joseph Woll. And keep this group on the ice. 50.7 seconds left on the clock.
Matthews facing off with Elias Lindholm. Leafs hanging on to a 5-4 lead. Been a whale of a hockey game. Bruins win the draw. McAvoy to his defense partner, gets it back again. McAvoy holds, sends it off on the left wing side for Lorei. Lorei into the corner, sharp angle shot stop. Rebound still in front of the goal. Grabbed off by Marner. Banked off the boards for Matthews. Can he get there in time? Dive! What a play! He dives to tip it home. Austin Matthews gives the Leafs a 2-goal lead.
I'm not sure you've called any more exciting empty net goals than the last two that we've seen in this game. There's Austin Matthews trying to catch up to the puck and really was probably half a stride behind David Pasternak. So decides, I'm going to extend, and he dives.
Well, he was out of gas.
Yeah. Had to stay in because of the previous icing when Marner missed the net. So now the lead for the Leafs grows to 2 again. Are we comfortable yet?
Well, we won the face-off, so I'm going to say yes. Shot into the Boston zone. 24 seconds left. Welcome back, big boy. Couple of assists and a goal. Bruins will play it down into the Toronto end. A dozen seconds left in this one. Comes in front. The Leafs are going to get it out and down into Boston territory. Won't be enough for icing. Game is going to run out. 2 seconds left. And the Leafs come back and beat the Bruins 6-4. Pretty good game, Mr. Rolfe.
Yeah, it looked like the first 10 minutes we were going to get a 6-4 game. Then we hit a little bit of a lull, but every time the Leafs scored, it seemed the Bruins would answer. But 2 empty netters turn out to be the difference.